everyone, welcome back to Bloom and Create, and today's video is about kindness to others and kindness to yourself. So when we're very down, we oftentimes are very carefree, we're not afraid to take risks and do things that, as we are older and stuff would be like, that's a bad idea, that's gonna hurt you. When we're young, we don't know that and we just do it. So we make like a lot of impulsive decisions at times, and we're just fearless. But as we get older and we, fall on our faces repeatedly, and we learn that the world is dangerous, unfair, cruel, and oftentimes as we get older we become bitter, afraid, isolated, or closed off to new opportunities and new risks and new friendships at times, and it's all because of those experiences of falling on our face and getting hurt, either by life experiences or people, and just having that marinate and fester inside of us, and becoming those things that I said, like bitter, afraid, and isolated, and closed off. I'm thinking about how we shouldn't, about sharing, like how we could be more free and more kind if we bring back some elements of our younger self, kind of care for our younger self and kind of bring that life and that love back, and kind of just fulfill our inner child. I feel like we could easily make the world a better place just by doing that, and I'm gonna explain why. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, I was naive back then, kind of like I was saying, how children make impulsive decisions, and are naive because they don't have the wisdom and knowledge that you kind of gain as you get older. And I agree. And I'm not saying, as you fulfill your inner child, to get rid of your wisdom and experience that you've gained, but I am saying to greet the world with open arms each day. What I mean by that is to basically be open to new experiences, new adventures, and don't be afraid to take risks, because, well, what if they don't like me, or what if I get rejected, or what if this happens, or what if that happens? Because oftentimes we just get so in our head when we do that, and kind of chicken out and don't do it. And oftentimes we really miss out on those really nice opportunities because we didn't have the courage to go after them. If we greet the world with open arms each day and be open to new experiences and gain the confidence to be able to go after those new experiences, we could be able to be more successful and more improved versions of ourselves, whatever improved version of ourselves means to you. That could be improved mental health, that could be improved finances, It could be improved relationships, um, whatever improved means for you, and whatever opportunities that you aren't taking at the moment because of the lack of courage. And so I also find that sometimes it's easy to treat people the way others have treated you and not giving those new people a chance to hurt you. And oftentimes that those people aren't trying to hurt you. Sometimes when we get really hurt from an experience, we kind of, like I said, manifest it and don't heal from it, and subconsciously or consciously choose to treat others the way we have been treated, because we just get bitter and from what the experience, and that kind of limits opportunities, because people don't want to be friends with people who are mean, and that could hurt some relationships in like professional status, like alliances with other jobs, or co-workers that you have to work with on a project or something, or peers that you have to work with on a project for school. And so it can really hurt you even further in the long run. And I feel like we should instead just be kind to everyone. I know there's an experience that happened to me where it was very hurtful, and I almost chose to be bitter, but thankfully I was able to get the help that I needed to heal from the experience as best as I could. As of right now, I'm sure there's still more healing that could happen, because there's some signs that I'm not fully healed from it, but I am healed a lot more than it was, like, say, a few months ago. And so instead, I chose to be better. Instead of, treating others the way they've treated me, I chose to forgive them, forgive myself from all that has happened, and to greet the world with open arms and not be closed off to new relationships because what if they hurt me, but instead to be open to new relationships, because what if I meet someone who's really great? And if they're not great, I can just move on. Don't spend any more time, working on that relationship if it's not great, if it's not helping me mentally and spiritually. And so just stop working on that relationship and be open to the next. And so I know it can be hard to do that, and I'm thankful that I was able to do that because of the support that I had. And I definitely can talk about like forgiving yourself and forgiving others who have hurt you in another video, and as well as talk about more about that situation that happened once I'm more healed and it's not so touchy of a subject. If you are on the road of becoming bitter, or if you are bitter, or not kind, and you are choosing to change that aspect of yourself and to become kind, a great way to start is to take a couple seconds out of your day to say please and thank you, or have a great day, or even a simple hi, um, or give a compliment to someone, are all great starting points on how you can really make someone's day. And if they're having a lot of troubles mentally, could even make their life. Um, because oftentimes we don't get a simple please and thank you, or a compliment, or have a great day, or hi, just a little bit of, genuine, genuine sayings, that some people think are like, oh, well, it's just a have a great day. But to someone who's like really struggling, have a great day could really be the like spike in their life and stuff. Like, wow, someone's looking out for me, or cared enough to say have a great day to me. And just really like be a simple way that you can spread kindness that doesn't take a lot out of you and a lot of time out of your day. So with that, I actually have a story that I want to share. So during the previous hardship that I mentioned, so when that was happening, I had a bunch of books that I was carrying, and I was just trying to get through the week and stuff, because the week was almost over and it was the beginning of the day, and I was just like, just have to get through this day, then another one, because I think it was Thursday, and we can have 2 days to ourselves. And I was just trying to stay positive, because it was just a very difficult situation to get through. And so I was carrying my books, and I was going to return them to our library's deposit system, and it was a lot of books. I think I was carrying like one big book and then like 2 or 3 little books, because I was also trying to study for the ACT during that time. And so the big book was like the ACT book, and then I had like, it was a bunch of books. And so I was trying to return them, and the weight was kind of like crushing down, and it was kind of slipping, and I was like, oh my gosh, if these books fall, I'm literally going to cry, because I was already on the brink of tears, hence why I was trying to pump myself up with some positivity and stuff, so that I could just get through the day. So I was already on the brink of wanting to cry, and I was like, if these books fall, it is literally going to be like the last straw. I'm just gonna break into tears. So I was just like, please do not fall. And I was just doing everything I could to, deposit the books quickly, so that, the fall would not happen. And out of nowhere, it seemed like this girl just comes to my side, and she takes the books off my lap, because I was trying to make sure they didn't fall. And we kind of like deposited the books together, and it was just a little bit of time out of her day. Like, it was just a couple of seconds, not even a minute long. It didn't require much effort, I'm sure, and she probably doesn't even know it, but she literally made my day, because like I said, I was on the brink of tears and was going through so much all at once. And, it was just a simple gesture that just made my day because, you know, someone helped me. Someone saw that I was struggling and they helped me. And so, if we had more of that, it would just be so much more beautiful of a world that we would live in, and we would have more supportive communities, stronger, close-knit communities, and we wouldn't be, like when we're at our lows, we wouldn't be struggling as much because we would have that strong community. And you know, if we just expanded that to the world and just have a world that's supportive, we could, you know, be able to help each other at our lows, celebrate our highs, and not feel like we're in this alone, um, which oftentimes is the reason for depression and suicide and a lot of mental health disabilities, is feeling like you're alone, the only one who's struggling, because, we don't often hear about other people's struggles because, you know, it's like taboo and stuff. Like, we want to look like we're stronger than what we are. And so it's very easy to feel alone in what you're going through and that you're like you're the only one. But kindness and openness and vulnerability can really show that we're not alone and that we have people to come out and help us when we're at our lows and celebrate our highs, because life is a roller coaster. And so now I want to talk about buckets. So I always envisioned that we have a bucket on top of our head, or that we carry at our side. And, the bucket kind of wagers how much motivation, I guess, that you have. How much, or like a battery and stuff. You could also picture a battery. A battery only has so much life that it can give to power your Christmas lights or your decorations or your flashlight before it just drains to empty and cannot give any more. So with that, we all have a bucket or a battery that wagers how much we can give. And so with that, we have to pour a little bit of water out or drain a little bit of our battery each time we do a task. And so that could be like taking a shower, getting ready for school, work, getting ready for a big project, and have low mental health. That can be even more water and battery drainage that you're losing just by doing those simple tasks. And so also with helping people, sometimes sometimes that also drains a little bit out of our bucket or our battery. And I definitely want to talk in another video the difference between being nice and being kind, because if you're nice, then people can walk all over you and kind of and you're just kind of there and you help out even when you don't have the capacity in your bucket or battery to do so, but you do it anyways. Whereas being kind, you have the capacity to give a little bit to that person. But we can definitely talk into further detail the difference between the two in another video. What we need to do is fill our bucket or battery so that we have some for the rest of our day and a little bit of extra that we can give to others and kind of fill up their batteries and buckets as well. So there's a really good technique that you guys should definitely try. So there's a bunch of quizzes out there where you can learn your love language, and typically this is for other people to know so that they know how they can show their love to you. But this also is great information for ourselves and to know what our love language is so that we can love ourselves and fill our own buckets and batteries. So there's a few different types. So one of them is quality time. That's my personal love language. The highest one up there is quality time. And so ways you can show quality time to yourself is by doing hobbies, or going like to the zoo by yourself, if that's something you really enjoy and like doing, or going to a nice restaurant. Basically spending time with yourself. It could be watching a movie too, or reading a good book, which I guess kind of falls under the hobbies. But that's why it's so important to have hobbies, is so that you can spend time with yourself doing something that you love and enjoy. And since quality time is my top love language, I feel like that's why I have so many hobbies, like gardening, reading, writing, singing, watching movies, doing art, crafts like crocheting or dioramas. I have so many different hobbies that I all love doing, and some I do more than others, but because I have so many hobbies, I can always do like rotation of them when spending time with myself, and just, really enjoy that time with myself. And that's one of the ways that I like to fill my bucket or regain my energy in the battery. So another way you can show love to yourself is acts of service. So for this would be like doing chores like cleaning, or doing laundry, or knocking off a task that's been on your to-do list for a very long time. Something that would make you feel good. That's basically the big highlight of this, is whatever you need in the moment that will make you feel good is how you regain your energy back. Some more love languages is physical touch. And so this could be like, if you take showers a lot, maybe take a bath. Maybe do some special things in your bath as well, like some Epsom salts or a bath bomb, or maybe like do some fun soaps that you really enjoy. And so the next one is words of affirmation. And so this is, as it says, affirmations that you can say to yourself, like, I'm worthy, I'm loved, I'm beautiful, I got this. stuff like that. There's so many affirmations, and you can definitely look up on Google words of affirmations and pick like 2 to 5 words of affirmations, depending on how you know, dedicated you are to doing this. 2 to 5 affirmations that, you know, really resonate with you and you think would really help with your self-love and confidence in yourself. And, you know, say those to yourself every day. It doesn't matter the time of day. It could be when you first get up. It could be before you go to bed. It could be during your lunch period. So, definitely do that. And then also giving yourself compliments. So, compliments definitely make others feel good, but oftentimes we don't get compliments. And so, we gotta give ourselves what we need. And so, we can give ourselves compliments. And I know it sounds a little weird, like giving myself compliments. That's weird. Usually you give others compliments. But even if it feels awkward at first, I promise eventually it will become like second nature to you, and you won't even have to remind yourself to do it. You'll just be like, oh my gosh, I look really good today, or my hair is just like on point today, or, you know, I feel really beautiful right now. And so, you know, you won't even have to remind yourself to do it. The last one is gifts. So, this is pretty self-explanatory, I feel like, but just buying, something that you really like, or, if it's a necessity, maybe buying like a little bit higher of a brand, maybe a little bit more expensive, and kind of treating yourself to, and kind of treating yourself to that brand instead of your usual, so that it's like, oh, you know, this is a little bit nicer than what I usually get. Or it could be going to the spa, or you know, like kind of like, it doesn't have to be pricey, but just, you know, if gifts is your love language, then kind of just find ways to buy a little something something for yourself to kind of build your love for yourself. So personally, one of the ways that I find the most bang for my buck, so to speak, is volunteering. So volunteering is a great way to fill your bucket and gain some energy back, because although you're working oftentimes really hard in those volunteer hours, it's all worth it at the end, because everyone is just so appreciative of the service that you just gave, and it kind of builds your self-worth. And kind of like how the affirmations and the compliments builds your confidence, you know, volunteering definitely builds your self-worth, because if you weren't here right now, sure, someone else could, you know, fill in your spot and do it, and get the appreciation and stuff, but it wasn't. It was you. You helped out. You gave your all, and they're appreciative of you. And that is just a really good feeling to feel, and really boosts my self-worth, and really fills up my cup. It makes me feel good. So, yeah, it's really nice to help out others who are appreciative of the work that you gave, because it makes it feel like it wasn't all for naught. So I definitely recommend volunteering if, you know, you're in the depths of despair or are finding or are experimenting ways that you can, you know, fill up your bucket. So, with that, I believe truly that we can all make a difference in this world, but it starts with us. It starts with us filling our own buckets and batteries until it's overflowing, and then taking that next step to use that overflowing water or energy and pour it into others' buckets that are low. Because it starts with us finding simple ways to make someone's day. And when we help others, that in return helps fill our buckets too. And we can make a beautiful world that is filled with light and joy. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye.